everyone. Thank you so much for being here. ये मेरी डेब्यू फिल्म है और ऑनेस्टली ऐसे लग रहा है कि मेरी घर वापसी भी है क्योंकि मेरी फर्स्ट तेलुगु फिल्म है. So it's very, very, very special to me. So thank you so much for showing up with so much enthusiasm. Every single movie with Tarak sir only. I had so much fun. I learned so much and I think everyone knows what a big fan of him I've always been, and I think I've become a bigger fan of him after having worked with him.
Lovely. How does it feel to be called a debutant, because this is your debut Telugu movie?
You know, I'm very excited. I remember my first shot speaking Telugu and I had a bit of sweat running down my back and I felt very nervous in a very, very different way. I mean, we come from the same country, but sometimes our states are really like different to one another, and going down there was a very exciting experience. I was very kind of Tariq, of NTRG and for Shivaji to want me in the movie, because movies made in the South recently have been mind-blowing. And to get a chance to act in a film like this and to do that, for me, you're right, I felt like a newcomer. I'm really excited because I've spoken the language. It was a new language for me. And I love the movie and I love what I've done in it also. So I am excited.
कैसा लग रहा है? What do you have to say to
जी बहुत नर्वस हूँ मैं. पहले to start with बहुत नर्वस हूँ मैं, because after RRR this is my next film post RRR. और वैसे भी RRR was with my co-actor also, Mr. Ramcharan. This is my solo release after 6 years, so there is a lot of nervousness which is building up, but very happy to launch the trailer of Devara in the city of Mumbai, because the experience we've had when we were promoting for RRR was just surreal. I mean, the acceptance of North has just shocked us all, and I hope it repeats with Devara.
Have you seen it on sea? It's a first. I mean, when you see what they call like the blood sea, and you see all the action that happens, you know, on the water, and the way, like, there are sequences that are just, sometimes you feel that you have a wild imagination and those can never really be fructified. But this has, like, you know, Siva sir had that imagination and then it was absolutely like executed to precision. So I think the big USP, I would say, is just the landscape of the film. The fact that water is such a star as well, and everything that happens in and around that arena really makes Devara like a standout film, and clutter breaks every other massive dramatic action film you've seen in Indian cinema.
Absolutely. How is Bhaira different, or should I say, what were those distinct qualities or the unqualities in Bhaira that you said, yes, I want to do this?
Well, firstly, I was really excited, like I said, to get offered a big movie made, you know, from Andhra and from the South industry that's given us so many incredible movies. And I think the future is going to be collaborations between North and South. And I think of it in terms of like you say, a pan-Indian kind of scenario. Anyway, this role, I was very happy that Tariq wanted me in it, and Shivasa wanted me in it. I think they'd seen Omkara and remembered it, and I have to thank Vishalji for that still. It was a very interesting character because, you know, there's a young version, there's an older version, there's crazy makeup, and also I wouldn't, you know, it's more of an anti-hero than a straight antagonist, and there's many layers to it, and it was just absolutely lovely doing it. It's like an entry, a debut into a new kind of cinema, and, you know, according to me, the cutting edge of Indian cinema right now. So it's great for me to be here.
Well, he said it late.
We had a laugh from day one. He's a very easygoing person who wears his stardom lightly, which I like. And offset, a very, very friendly, welcoming person. We had a laugh from the first day, and he visited me in my van while I was waiting for a shot and made me feel so comfortable. And we had a lovely laugh. He's invited me to his home and offered to cook food, and he's one of the most hospitable people I've worked with. A really, really nice, down-to-earth guy. But when the camera's on, and when I saw him shooting on the set, he seems to grow in stature in front of the camera and becomes a larger-than-life person, which is a very great star quality to have. And when it's cut, He's back to being a normal, fun person. So I think he's been great, and it's been so nice working with him. And he was also very patient because it's a new language for me, and he was so supportive. Looking into his eyes and saying dialogues to him never made me feel anything except confident.
Then we've seen Huni Samandar, and everything Devara Part 1 is all about is between these two things, right? It's like you've covered the entire spectrum. What is Devara for you, and what is happening here? Tell us.
Devara for me, obviously, you know, it's not only a film, but it's a journey with Portal Shiva for many years. We've known each other since this movie of mine called Vrindavanam. Shiva was the writer for the movie, and it was this growth of friendship between me and him. And then when he started off as a filmmaker, my interest towards him, my respect towards him has only increased with every film he's done. But I mean, it was very tough for him to sustain that kind of blockbusters which he's delivered. It's only because Shiva has nothing in mind but the story of the film. It keeps running in his head. He just needs the right space. He just needs the right people around him to just excel in it. And when our journey started, right before RRR released, so he came up with this idea of this protagonist. Usually in commercial mainstream movie, we have a protagonist coming from the downtrodden, you know, when there's absolute zero courage. The protagonist comes forward, gives courage to the people who needs, you know, who needs courage, takes them and goes forward. But here there's a flip to Devara. So when courage is completely, you know, when it's filled to the brim, when it exceeds, there needs to be a certain amount of fear. And the protagonist is actually trying to give in fear than actually give in courage. So that for me, for me was a phenomenal idea. And then we started our journey of Devara. And here, I hope we've lived up to the expectations of the trailer. And that's about it. I've seen before the kind of water interactions, the kind of CGIs we've blended into those action sequences are phenomenal. So Devara is very high on action, and I would just can't wait for the world to see it.
The idea to have one film that can bring, you know, actors from different states like that together to create something that's truly pan-Indian is becoming the new standard today. Films have done it, and I'm sure films will continue to do it. I'm just really lucky that I managed to speak a bit of Telugu properly, because it seems to be the language also of the future, and to learn a couple more languages, and everyone needs to broaden their horizons, get out of their comfort zones as actors. And I mean, for me, it was a great honor to be part of this, and I'm sure it's going to be the future for a lot of people. You know, so it's great.
Can you give us a sneak peek into any particular intense fight sequence, or say a stunt that you're really excited for?
Well, Amarji, right? Amar, do we have here? Do we have Amarji here? Okay. So, oh hi, great. So I can't point out on one such particular action sequence, or I definitely would not point out on one stunt or a sequence. But I'm sure Anil sir, Apurva sir, and Karan sir will agree with me. I think the last half an hour or 40 minutes of Devara is going to rock you all. So can't wait. I just can't wait for people to watch that. The visual what my director Shiva had in his mind, and I just can't wait for the world to see it. that's
And you're riding that giant fish. Talk to us about
a shock.
that. The shark.
Yes.
So how was it like?
I mean, like, you should tell me, how was that? How did it look?
We loved it. I mean, loved that scene.
Well, I didn't. I hated shooting for it. I mean, that was one of the sequences which really took a lot of time. Oh, seriously. I was in a 200 by 150 tank, which was about 5.5 feet. And that shot literally took like almost a full day to get it right. So
But it is marvelous.
Said as a cine lover, as a cine goer, for me, I've grown up watching films in single screens. Like when I was 4 years old is when I went and watched a film in a single screen with my parents, and then that began my journey with watching massive cinema in cinema halls. So to me, every time I see a tentpole film, a cinema spectacle, it just makes my heart happy. Because this is what we're here for, right? We're here. What else we here for, as Kapil Dev says? We really like want to just watch the magic of celluloid, just the magic of big mainstream cinema. So when I see a trailer like the Devara trailer, it just explodes. Like whether I'm associated with the film or not is really material. I, as a cine goer, as an audience, as a fan, when I watch massive entertainment, that's all I'm here for. That's all I want. That's all I live for, literally.
there's a lot. There's a lot I need to thank them for, but I would just this humble thanks. Thank you for being there with me.
The trailer, the background music, the visuals. I have to say, Randy sir, our DOP, has shot this film outstandingly. The cast has been fab, of course, Tarik Sashivas's vision. I think it's really exciting. And like Karan said, you know, like a big movie coming out that you should watch in the theaters with all these beautiful colors and this amazing sound. I'm very excited.
Your dialogue needs to be so much for you to like, let's say a kilometer, for you to like express your angst or whatever it is, to express something. Shiva's dialogues are just 200 meters. Right. They're just 200 meters. So, and I don't know how he does it. He's extremely talented. I mean, I told you, I've been his friend for a very long time. We've been friends for a very long time. He just delivers the same expression in 200 meters. So it's like very few words, but the expression is so deep.
Size and to the point, right?